my son! Run! Don't let him get his hands on you!
March 28th, 1947. This university is madness. I honestly don't even understand how I accepted collaborating in this case. I shouldn't have listened to my wife. I know she thinks I'm capable, but I'm...
Hello? Hello? Testing, testing. Oh, yes, perfect. Welcome once again to the beginning of the experiment. Circumstances have changed since the last time you were here, but you probably don't even remember. I'll remind you then, there are no rules unless I feel like adding them. Just remember, this is no race. You can take all the time you want. Let the show go on!
And this has just begun. March 30th, 1947. Today I went to interrogate Rector Holtwick. A curious subject as there ever was. He seems to be a smart and cult man. He defends his ideals regarding the advance in all fields of medicine, be it physical or mental. And what strikes me the most is that he has no qualms in flattering other scientists whose methods aren't the least orthodox.
New record! The key you've just obtained opens the door to the floor below. Go there. We're going to add some difficulty. I hope you don't mind. I'm warning you. I'm not going to intervene during the level. I trust you're not going to chicken out now.
Teaching classes isn't my thing. I don't know how long I'll be able to bear with this cover. While I'm teaching, My head spins unceasingly to find the solution to the compatibility problem between donor and receiver. It's difficult enough finding an Imperial Eagle to jeopardize one of its extremities again. I only want my working hours to end to continue my investigation in the hole. I feel a little guilty. If these agents are poking about so enthusiastically, it must be because I've done something wrong. It would be a pity that all of our hard work went to waste because of me. If I didn't tell Dr. Holtwick, it would be as if I was lying to him. But I should warn him and assume the consequences.
I've spent several hours looking for Professor Evelyn O'Donnell. I've had her practically glued to me as I worked, and now that I want to speak with her, she has disappeared from the face of the earth. Seeing such a peculiar professorate, I wonder how the students from this place must be. I imagine that having to lacerate bodies and observe entrails every day ends up disturbing you, even if it's only a little. I'd better warn the police force to have an eye on Evelyn before I withdraw from the case. April 1st, 1947. Director Holtwick has given me more time to work on the case, and I just couldn't say no. He's been extremely persuasive. I was already picturing getting back home in a couple of days. I spent too long without seeing my family. I don't know how I'll bear this until the end. It's becoming more and more difficult for me to concentrate these days. able to drink some booze, and on top of all, I have to put up with that Bennett. He thinks that for having been here for longer than he can give me orders. He and his theories on conspiracy can all go to hell. In here, there's nothing more than books and kiddos who believe to be something, just because they're wearing a nameplate and a uniform. I am so willing to arrive home and get wasted.
Lefers saw me smile the other day as I carried out the protocols and asked, scared, if I enjoyed what I did. Truth is, he made me think about the situation. I wouldn't enjoy it. It's true that human traits cannot be attributed to an animal. But would it be fair to consider the lion is sadistic because she has to kill the gazelle to feed her cubs? It isn't the process that is enjoyed, but the result. I imagine that the lioness will enjoy having some peace of mind, knowing that her cubs can be properly fed. When it comes to survival, you don't just beat around the bush. And sometimes I think that we are hypersensitive.
Every minute, and I can't find my pills. I'm getting paranoid. I think I've already lost any contact with reality. I don't know what to do. as if I'd lived it over and over again. This has been happening to me ever since I got out of that damn ship. From that time, I can only remember seeing my companions completely overwhelmed by the situation, surrounded by thick green mist. I remember closing my eyes, unable to stop hearing screams, gasps, lamentations. I feel really dizzy, and I don't even know where these ducks take to. I can't stop thinking about my wife and son. They are the reason I can still go on. April 2nd, 1947. Benjamin Bennett. He was in front of me. Light barely illumined his features, just about enough to observe the look on his face. His mind didn't seem to respond to anything. I panicked, and I fell on the floor. At that moment, I could only distinguish a black wing substituting his right arm. When I stood up, he wasn't there anymore. Could this be real?
April 20th, 90. Are you okay? I didn't think you'd make it this far this time. And I see you've got it made. This university is falling apart, and it's not my fault. I really didn't expect what happened with the floor. Oh, dear. You aren't very talkative, are you? Are you angry? You should be happy. You're very close to the exit.
to demonstrate to her dad how much she is improving. And in the middle of the mess her life is, her savior arrives, William Holtwick. If it wasn't because he's a decrepit old man, I think there's something going on between them. Possible evidence in the area related to those who've gone missing. But this is not my kind of job. If there are no people whom we can get information from, I'm not going to waste my time searching and reading documents. That's what the freshmen from the station are for. These kids who believe in values such as law and order, who think that doing what is legitimately correct is the only option. But they can't even do that right. Bah, I'll do it my own way.
Managed to pull through all the time. Who'd imagine it's the first time you do it? Let us make a deal. Run away, and we'll forget everything that happened. Well, kid, whenever you want to get out of here, just tell me, and we'll negotiate. What do you think? You must think something.
in here for hours, and I don't even know how to get back. My hallucinations seem more real than before. And it's hard for me to tell reality and fantasy apart. Am I mad? I can't do anything to prevent the worst of my visions from happening. At long last, I found one of the students, Samantha. They've toyed with her body up to the point she's unrecognizable. They've created a monster, a chimera that is festering all over. She was on one of the stretchers, covered with a bedsheet, alive. She asked me to kill her, and I couldn't do it. I thought I could kill her. I'm such a coward. Forgive me, my son.
should have seen yourself some minutes ago. Oh, you look disturbed, and you were delirious. But some minutes after, wham! You've arrived up here on your own and without my help. And you've collected something really interesting. Good. There are some boxes in the backyard. You can play with them by using the electromagnet. I've marked where you have to go on the map so that you don't get lost. Once you find them, aim at them with the electromagnet and use it. Remember to activate it. See those strange balls? Aim at them with the electromagnet and use it! It's fun, isn't it? Continue. I'll be superhero with the gadget you got in your hands. I wouldn't add anything else. No, it could explode any time. A little more. You're almost out of here. poison, and you will be granted the gift of omnipresence. Well, I just made that up. But hurry up, or you'll hop the twig. malfunctioning, and I have to finish a couple of prototypes now that you've activated the monoliths, but I promise I'll be guiding you. I give you my Boy Scout word. By the way, I was thinking, I want to tell you a secret, and I don't know how to do it. Truth is, from the very...
Can you hear me? I made it! Lad, I'm getting you out of here. Don't listen to a thing that psycho says. He'll manipulate you and do whatever he pleases with you. Trust me, I'm going to guide you to the exit. I know these old sewers by heart. By the way, I'm Robert Kansas. I worked with your father in his last case in this university. He is a great guy. When we were investigating the case, he talked about your mother and you a lot. This was a long time ago. All the waste from the university is filtered. It looks like the mechanism can be used. So, to get out of here, the first thing you have to do is to go to the pressure control room to lower the water level. Careful with this water. All residual water from those damn machines. Try to reach the other side by using these platforms, but try not to fall. Look for a way to deactivate the levers to lower the water level. And once you've done it, that door will unlock and you'll be able to get past the machine room to return to the main room. been in a similar situation before. I trust you'll be able to solve it without my help. Honestly, I'm not very good at these things. Almost gotten out of hell. Once you've escaped, my advice is that you don't even try to get back to save your father. Sorry, I didn't tell you. Forget about finding your father. I'm getting you to the exit, and I'm sure your father would want the same. memory serves right, you'll find an exit after this room. You'll be able to escape no problem. Right, yes, you're going the right way. Suddenly shattered. All you've done becomes meaningless, not knowing what to think or what to believe in. I've been working for Holtwick for almost 20 years, and you might not believe this, but I was a police officer before. Working here was something sudden, and I didn't have time to assimilate it. I never imagined a place like this, and I've seen a lot of things. Okay, your freedom's right behind that door. Run away and forget all of this. Your nightmare will end here. My work here is done. At least I can do something right. This can't be. God damn it, impossible! This was supposed to lead you to the exit! I screwed up again! And this is how I built this up!
I'm trying to keep both my sanity and composure, but my companions are making it difficult. I have the feeling I'm the only one here who has balls.
There was a turning point in my life. I've always been aware that after the Philadelphia experiment, something had changed in me. But I learned to ignore the signs. When I thought I had finally gotten over all my problems, I got into the heart of hell. And even today, I have the feeling I live tied to that moment in time.
dreamt about you, Dad. I miss you so much. Do you remember all we learned together? Ever since you gave me the key to your lab as a present for my 15th birthday, science has been my passion. And I owe this to you. Thanks to that, now I'm working next to one of the most reputed doctors in medicine in all of history, and friend of yours, Dr. William Helpwick. Now he's like my father. He takes care of me, he teaches me, and he gives me reason to keep going. I miss you so much, Dad. I know you couldn't get over Mom abandoning you. And I know what finished you off was that damned letter she sent you some years after. What would have happened if Mom hadn't abandoned us? The three of us would still be together now, as a family. Time I prove my worth, Holtwick. You've been putting me to the test all this time, and this is when I have to show how strong I am. I won't collapse, I promise. After your confession, I feel I've overcome what happened to my parents, and I feel closer to you. There are no doubts or laments left. I must only worry about science. I know you trust me, and I'll show you I'm completely committed to your work.
university maps thoroughly, and I've discovered there's a series of underground tunnels which connect several areas. It's a good way to investigate without being seen. These tunnels are old, but they seem to be used frequently. This is making me uneasy.
Welcome to the University of Medicine and Applied Sciences of Crowswood. Each and every one of you have been chosen for your aptitudes, intelligence, and excellence. Despite your qualities, don't you even dare to think this will be a piece of cake. No. Here, you'll learn how to create your own formulas. You'll have access to the most advanced technology. And you'll learn that morals are no more than another burden imposed by society to impede us to advance. In this university, neither I nor any of the professors will limit you in the intellectual field. Discipline, however, is essential. Any lack of discipline will be sanctioned and might lead to expulsion from this university. Having stated that, you can go to the corresponding classrooms and the professors will tell you all you need to know. Good luck. You'll need it. so many things you have to tell each other. I'll put you through to him. He wants to say something. Well, I think it's enough. Otherwise, there'll be nothing left to say.
I've gone through this before. The abominations, the experiments, the tests. I must find a way to escape destiny. But I don't know how. The worst of all is that I don't know how to get out of the track. And the more risks I run, well, the more intense the visions are. did you enjoy the most? I'm starting to think that the walkie-talkie is broken and that you can't hear me. Warm? Getting warmer! Whoa, you're going the right way! So hot! Look,
honest with you because I want to be completely frank. Neither your father or I are there. But keep going. I want you to see something. Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. I'm William Holtwick. I'm the head of this university, and I have a couple of questions for you. Are you ready for a change in your lives? Do you want to stop being miserable and make the right decision? Excellent. Today's the day in which you'll leave faith, ignorance, and prejudice behind. Faith is a synonym of ignorance. Faith isn't based on logic or experience. Try asking a religious fanatic not to include the words faith, divinity, love, and sin in his answers. Will he be able to reply? Today you'll understand why I am where I am, and you'll understand why the end justifies the means. Do you understand now? Your father and you are the spark of great changes. Let me help you to bring your life beyond, to become part of history, to make future generations feel grateful for the progress we've achieved. Aren't you thrilled about the idea? Let's make a deal. If I achieve my goal with you, I'll extend your life as much as I can. You'll be one of the first people fortunate enough to live for many, many years. When you like that, the children of your children thank you personally for what you've done for them. But for this to happen, you have to help me. Yeah, don't get scared later as your father did. Okay?
Don't trust no one, son. All decisions you've made up to now have been influenced by other people. Follow your intuition. You'll doubt, and you'll let others guide you. Don't do it. Even those who try to help you will deceive you. You have to go your own way. Choose the roads you want to follow. At least you'll have some peace of mind if you disappear.
After this tragic moment, he's lost his mind for good.
Dr. William Haltwick has asked me to take his place for a while. I think it's important that I duly introduce myself. My name is Evelyn O'Donnell. What's your name? Not answering is also an option. But I'd rather you did answer. This attitude will get you nowhere. I'm sure you've realized this by now. William is a genius. He's the mastermind of all of this. He's the brain. The brain keeps the structure together. Without the brain, everything's out of control. People like him have made a difference in history, and in many occasions they haven't even received the acknowledgement that they deserve. A good way to acknowledge what he's done could be collaborating.
Are you new in the organization? Hadn't seen you in the hole before. My name is Hans Delacroix. What? You don't belong here? And what are you doing? How did you get in here? It's been 20 years since I last saw a new face or had a conversation. Has anything changed outside? Look, I don't think you should be in here with me. I don't want you to get in trouble because of me, buddy. During the last 30 years, I've been working under Dr. William Haltwick's orders. What did you say? There's nobody outside. So who's been bringing me food all this time? All right. If you get me out of here, I'll give you one of the batteries you need to use the elevator. And get out of here.
I've been working with the doctor for several years now, and I'm highly qualified to do this job, so I'd like for you to treat me like him. It pisses me off, you mocking me like that. You could answer me, at least. I didn't think you'd get here in one piece. It looks like you're willing to get to the bottom of this, huh? It's a pity it's me here and not Holdwick. What are you looking for? Couldn't it possibly be a battery? In all honesty, I hope you'll never get out of here, and I'll make sure you won't. Be very careful. When I said I'd make sure you wouldn't get out of here, I didn't mean that you'd continue with what you were doing up to now. Repeating the same process over and over and over again. Your life is weak. It's hanging by a thread. I can finish it off whenever I please. I'd even be doing you a favor. Give up. You won't find any answers. There's none. The further you go, the more you're hurting yourself. Look at you. You're devastated. The only thing that's still alive within you is that spark in your eyes. I can see hope reflected in them. The only hope you should have is that everything ends and that you can rest in peace.
I'm back! Have you been good? Oh my, I see you're hurt. When we meet, I trust you'll be in shape.
disappearances. Even he admitted it. It was very easy. He only had to obtain an order and William Holtwick would go down in history. But by the time we finished talking, I didn't want to do it. He showed me around the place. He showed me his inventions, successful experiments, even unsuccessful ones. And as he finished showing me everything and giving me an explanation, I lost interest in locking him up. I saw the progress, the development. I don't know how he did it, but the disturbed way in which he saw the world was contagious, and finishing what I started didn't make any sense anymore. He suggested me to join him, and I simply
everybody. This recording will never get to you, but I need to redeem myself, and I don't know how to do it.
These abominations were once people who served as test subjects. I've lost count of the time they've been there, or how many there are. They've outstandingly served their purpose, and I've given them the opportunity to live longer lives. But some of them are the bad memory of failed experiments. Torture me, and I'm unable to finish them off. Who am I to execute them?
Was supposed to be the objective. You can't blame me for having done what you expected me to do. William.
I hope you be beyond this. You've deceived me. Your impulsions towards the boy almost spoil everything. You tried finishing off the subject. That gives everything here a meaning.
I've served you as best as I could.
Exactly. You've been a great service.
You knew that it would end like this, didn't you?
Goodbye, Evelyn.
Evelyn O'Donnell, in full use of my mental faculties, freely and after long deliberation, I state that William Holtwick has full capacity to decide on both my health and my life indefinitely, as he did with my parents. I consider he is the only one in the world able to put science before his own life. And my wish is that somebody with this gift can decide on my life as long as the objective is knowledge and the progress of mankind. I hereby sign this statement after thorough consideration, and I ask that my will is respected.
Shameful! I wasn't expecting this. What a disappointment. I'm sorry you witnessed such a deplorable scene. But you heard it. She was willing to do anything for the progress of science. It angers me that she believed she was able to make her own decisions. I'm sure you're different too. Yes, I'm sure. We'll do great things together.
I haven't been able to do anything to change destiny. Believe me, when I say I tried my best, but no matter how many trials I overcame, no matter how much I investigated, I wasn't able to accomplish anything. I don't even know how long I've been here. Although without hope, I trust that you will find the way. I love you.
Bravo! 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 My most sincere congratulations, pal! You've been able to remain alive until you found me. The truth is, I didn't have much expectations placed upon you. But you surprised me. I suppose you have many questions, young man. And I have all the answers you could possibly need. As a token for having arrived so far, I'm going to give you a small gift. Your father is here with me. Greet your son, Mr. Bennett. The apple doesn't fall far from the tree. Right, once to this point, I'll give you all the time you need to get through that door, helping you to satisfy your curiosity for what has happened and meet your father again. You had to arrive someday. 288 attempts endorse your perseverance. As I told you before, I know you have many questions, and I'm going to grant you the pleasure of knowing the answers. In the first place, allow me to introduce you to your father. 20 years have passed since you last saw him. Well then, the first answer I suppose you want to hear is why you're here. You see, truth is, the only one to blame for you being here is your own father. I guess that during your walk through the university you have heard about something called the Philadelphia Experiment. In 1943, the U.S. Army came asking me for help. They told me they needed to find a way to make their ships undetectable, dodging the enemy radars. They offered me a great deal of money and, for the good of science, I accepted. I was in charge of a group belonging to the scientific elite of the time, and we developed a system based on electromagnetic waves to create a field that surrounds the ship so the sound waves coming from enemy radars would get through it. Something went wrong. I don't know whether it was due to some miscalculations or the executors manipulating everything wrongly. But what at first was meant to be an inoffensive experiment ended with the lives of 10 submarines
and a one-way ticket to the madhouse for others. The only person who got out of there unharmed was your father. Once the experiment finished, the survivors were transferred and examined. I had to carry out some tests on Benjamin. I discovered his brain activity surpassed the usual limits, so I decided to investigate further. Years later, I called him to come to this university to investigate several disappearances, of which I myself was guilty for, and to carry out as many tests as I willed without having to give bureaucratic explanations. That was when I discovered the cause of his high brain activity. A part of his brain had awakened, which responded to dangerous stimuli, recreating a possible future according to the present events. That's to say, he was able to have premonitions whenever he or a loved one was in danger. As you've observed, the university is full of cameras, and all of these monitors reflect what's been going on all this time. I forced your father to watch you in the few dangerous situations you've encountered, and I've monitored his response to said stimuli. I wanted to use those studies to play God, but during these 20 years I haven't found a way to profit from such power. My last hope was bringing his stimulus to the limit with you, but it has also failed. Another thing I suppose you'll be asking yourself is, what is this place? As you may have already figured, it's not any ordinary university. Some years ago, nobody wanted me to become part of their projects, given the fact that I'm well known for my lack of morality. I decided that my knowledge had to be shared with promising young prodigies on the fields of science and medicine, who would have no qualms about doing what others would categorize as atrocities. They are necessary sacrifices. What would become of medicine if atrocities and perfidous features of which humanity reprints from hadn't taken place? The end justifies all means. That's why I created this institution, a place where only the most bright and decided people would be chosen by me to work under my orders. As experiments advanced, it wasn't enough to have 1 or 2 laboratories locked with a simple key at the university. I needed a place where nobody could snoop around, and what better place could there be than right beneath it? Once to this point, and having satisfied your curiosity, I am pleased to inform you that you'll be an excellent test subject. This is only the beginning!